What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett.
I'm Lance.
This is Rants R Us.
As always, remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Today we're going to be talking about, since we've already done our favorite storylines off of Supernatural, now we're going to do our favorite and least favorite characters off of Supernatural. Who's your least favorite?
Least favorite?
We'll start at the bad first. That's always my favorite part, is the bad.
Dick Roman.
Dick Roman was your least favorite?
I fucking hated that guy.
I'll tell you who mine is, and mine might be a main character, and it's going to piss a lot of Supernatural fans off.
Pisses me off.
I hate Castiel. I just
Cass.
don't like Castiel.
I love Cass.
And you want to know the reason why I think I don't like Castiel is just for the simple reason of when I thought Supernatural was at its best when it was going really episodic, and it was just like, hey, we're killing monsters here, and then next episode would be something completely different. And then it just Castiel started the whole angel thing, and then it was just like angel.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your point in that, but I still love Castiel. I love his banter. I love the guy who plays him.
I liked. I think another thing that kind
I
of
don't like any of the other angels other than the.
I don't like Gabriel. I like Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah, and I like the guy. I like the first guy that played Lucifer. I liked him. Like, I don't like him in any other show.
They brought him back too, though.
Oh yeah, they did. But I liked him. I liked his character.
I liked him as Lucifer until I saw Lucifer.
Yeah, and then you're like, hey, I write for Screen Rant. I actually had to go check out my article on which was the best Lucifer. So the one that was on Lucifer.
You did that already?
Yes, I've already done that one. Dude, you gotta keep up with my stuff.
There's too much.
Yeah, granted. Okay, I've done about 100 of those, or 200 somewhere. But either way, I kind of feel like that was one of my problems that I had with our debate screaming.
Yeah,
but these Supernatural. But either way, yeah, we need the Winchesters now. But I felt like that was my biggest problem with Castiel, was that aspect. I just feel like he's boring. Like, he's just, he's been kind of out in the world, and he's still kind of vague towards, how humans react. I just feel like he's just dull in that way, I guess.
I love it. Yeah. I absolutely love Castiel.
Then he's the reason why they brought in...
you gotta admit... you gotta realize that part of him still being like not knowing what's going on in the world is his comic relief. I mean, they had to. I don't know. I don't know if they had to have somebody like that when they had Dean, but
I thought it worked at the very beginning when he was first introduced, because we're like, okay, he's an angel, he doesn't understand. But then when you start seeing these other angels and they don't have that problem, you start thinking, oh well,
I think they talk about that too, though. I think they've talked about how these other angels had been here.
Yeah, they've been there. Yeah, like Metatron and all the others.
He had never come down to. Yeah,
and that's fair enough on that. But I think that's when you compare and contrast the angels. I kind of feel like it's that.
But Castiel's probably up there on my list of favorite characters, so I'm not going to agree with this.
Let's see, and let me just go on another little tirade or rant. It's Rants R Us after all. But the another part that I hated was he brought in the Leviathan thing. I hated when Castiel was God. Like, when Castiel was God, I was like, this is when they need to kill him off. Because he was just terrible.
I expected more out of that storyline, though. It wasn't just because it was Castiel. It was just that was just a bad storyline, in my opinion. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't. It was by far the best.
It was one of those
way away from the best is what I mean.
Yeah, it was one of those storylines that could have done without. I felt like it almost kind of ruined his character to a certain extent.
For some people, it probably did.
Another thing that bothered me was when they actually start talking about his host body and what happened to the guy's, daughter after he left. Okay.
All that was to bring in that to do that damn spinoff that they tried to do. That I don't remember what it was called. I didn't watch it.
No, neither.
But that's why all that was even.
That part bothered me because I mean that's when you're getting into the realistic aspect of it.
I guess.
You know, he brought on a lot of pain by that, but it almost kind of made you think, well, you know, the other pain that all these other ones brought on their host bodies too.
And you gotta also think, you know, based on the storyline and the lore of the show, at least they had to volunteer.
Yeah.
They didn't just possess these people and ruin their lives. These people volunteered for this.
Yeah, but I mean, you remember kind of the backstory with him, though. You know, he's like, you know, the guy agrees to it, but then at the same time is like kind of hesitant in a certain way.
Wouldn't you be? Wouldn't you be too, though?
I would be. I wouldn't do it.
So, yeah.
But I mean, but you see that with Lucifer too. You know, when Lucifer is trying to convince, you know, his host, you know, to take him, especially that first host.
Which,
you know, Lucifer, his first host, where the man's wife died and he's just all sad and he's like, you know, I can make things better. So I mean, I guess his it happens with all of them. Yeah. Oh, was it his kid? Yeah.
His wife and kid.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
It was like childbirth. Or something like that.
So I mean, you know,
you remember
so
he goes into and he's like crying by the crib and stuff, and then Lucifer. That's when Lucifer like.
So I mean, yeah, I kind of.
But
that's part. So that's my least favorite. Who is your favorite?
I'm still hung up on the least favorite. I mean, I want to say Dick Roman, but then there's like the blonde Meg. That Meg girl that was like met Sam at the bus station that time.
You talking about least favorite?
Yeah, I'm still on.
All right, okay, all right. See, Ruby would be another one that's high up there for me too.
I didn't hate the blonde Ruby.
No, I didn't either, but I did not like the other one. The one that I guess is married to Jared Padalecki.
Genevieve or
I don't know her name,
like
but I just don't like.
I didn't like the character of Ruby much. Other than I felt like the only point of that character too was to get the demon knife that they used to,
and to give a second paycheck to the Padalecki family.
No, I'm talking about originally, like the character, not because originally it was played by the girl who plays Laurel on Arrow. Yeah, and
geez, I totally forgot about that.
I just Katie Cassidy. I couldn't remember her name for a second. So originally I didn't mind that character. I mean, the character still kind of sucked, but whatever. I didn't like the second go around, but I didn't like the Meg girl, the one that falls out the window and crashes.
I can.
Favorite. If we talking about main characters, obviously I'm gonna be like Sam, Dean, Castiel, Bobby. But we want to talk about side characters or minor characters, I would say.
Well, don't have to be minor characters.
Three come to mind. Joe and Ellen, and Garth would be my favorites.
I really like Garth. And Joe and yes, I will agree with them. Joe and Ellen, I thought, man, they died off too soon. If there was going to be a spinoff, I felt like those two would have been.
Well, didn't there for a minute? Like it was like. They couldn't decide. They couldn't decide what they were gonna do. Whether it was like Joe was gonna be like a love interest for Dean, or if she was in love with him and he looked at her like a sister type thing. So they couldn't figure out what to do with that. And I hated how they never. I felt like even if you were gonna kill her off, maybe make it where Dean falls in love with her and then kill her off. That would bring more torment to this character. You know.
I feel like those were actually two characters that probably died off before their time. You know, we're always talking about.
It was deep into the show, but it was like there wasn't enough of them on the show before they killed them all.
But they were fan favorites. They were somebody that I
absolutely love Joe.
Yeah, I did too. I liked her and her mom. I enjoyed her mom.
Her mom
kind of Ellen.
Yeah, her mom kind of like was hit and miss with me.
See, I liked her. I thought she was just rough and tumble. I just thought.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I enjoyed her character on things.
I loved how Dean was scared of her. But that would be those would be my picks. What's your favorite? Favorite.
I actually, I kind of go Crowley. And then I also
Crowley's up there on my list.
I kind of go Bobby at the same time too.
Yeah.
But Crowley, I mean, if I had to say,
that's
I would
kind
say
of like
Crowley.
what I was
probably.
saying though. I feel like those are obvious answers, like Dean, Sam, Bobby, Crowley. All those are.
Well, Crowley, a lot of people actually probably hate Crowley because he's been kind of on opposition.
I don't think people hate him. I think they hated him for a while.
Yeah.
But
he seemed like
once they did the Mark of Cain storyline, you saw a different side of Crowley too. Like,
you did, but you also have to realize with that exact same storyline is he knew what was going to happen to Dean and he still allowed it.
Yeah, but I mean, it showed that he actually did care about his kid that was still alive.
Yes. Now that part and was where you see the humanity
really
side of him.
Didn't care for his mother too much.
Or his but at the same time he hated his mother, but then there was still a part of him that still kind of wanted to love her if she would have accepted.
Well, she wanted he wanted her to love him.
Yeah, yeah. And she just wouldn't do it.
She's the reason Crowley's the way he is.
Yeah, yes, literally. Now, Rowena was not my favorite character on the show. Like, I thought at first she was going to be.
She wasn't my least favorite, but she was towards that shit pile.
See, I know, I kind of feel that way too. I really actually do, because I'm like, I kind of feel like she was a character that at first I was like, oh, well, this is going to be kind of interesting. It
was kind of weird. It was kind of weird that, like,
a jerk.
I always kind of felt weird with her. Like, she had this weird crush on Sam.
She was kind of
creepy.
Yeah,
well, she's a witch. I mean,
yeah, I know, but I mean, just her lack of.
That's kind of like another thing with her too, though. Is we talked about it kind of in our Khal Drogo video. Why did Daenerys think she could trust the witch? Well, why did Sam and Dean think they could trust Rowena all the time?
I have no idea.
Why do people think that it's okay?
And they even look. Whether you love him or hate him, Crowley was the king of hell. So it's not like they kept going back to that.
You keep saying like he knew what was going to happen with Dean.
Yeah,
well, he was the king of hell.
I know it's kind of like one of those points where
you can't get too mad at him.
Yeah,
for this.
It's like you get somebody that you know is untrustworthy, like.
But all in all,
then you ask.
All in all, I feel like that everything we've talked about here makes this show really good because these people we hate. We're supposed to hate.
Yes.
And these people we like, we're supposed to like. So they did really good. They put the actors and actresses played their roles perfectly.
I mean, it's like off Game of Thrones, with Joffrey. I mean, man, when he died on that, I was
that
like,
guy,
yeah.
I've said it a million times over. Joffrey is one of my favorite characters on Game of Thrones, and everybody's like, why? Why do you like Joffrey? That guy, the guy who played Joffrey, is one hell of an actor. I don't care what anybody says because his job was to make us hate him.
I know, and he did it even better than what they did in the books. I thought.
He was
it's so much better. I think his name was Gleason.
With some friends of mine, we always talk wrestling, and I'm always like, they're like, "Who's one of your favorite wrestlers?" Well, I like The Miz, and everybody's like, "Why do you like this guy?" I'm like, because you hate him. You're supposed to hate him. He's really good at what he does. He's really
and
good
you've got to give him credit.
And when they can make you love them or hate them on the drop of a dime, that makes them a good.
I feel like that's the way with Crowley. You brought the wrestling reference. Crowley kind of worked that way because Crowley would there for a little bit would be a good guy, and then he would turn, switch, and be bad, and then turn and be good again.
But I mean but like even with Joffrey on Game of Thrones, that's what makes that kid such a really good actor, especially at his age. Was he did his job? Yeah. We were supposed to despise him. We could not wait for his death.
I know, and that's kind of the way I was with Crowley. Like even when he died, the way Crowley
died kind of made you go, oh, he's no longer a demon now because he just turned everything over and was like, adios, boys. He died to save Sam and Dean,
And now the part with this is his kid actually brought up.
Now there was things with Sam that I didn't like throughout the show. Like I thought he was a douchebag. Cause,
I didn't like him at the very beginning of the show.
See, I liked him at first, and there was just parts of him I didn't like when Benny's another one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Benny
went to Purgatory to save Sam, and he's still like, I'm still gonna kill him because he's a vampire.
I didn't understand that. But then at the same time, it was like a skin changer or something like that. He Dean was like, we got to kill her. And then
the werewolf.
Like,
that
werewolf
Sam was sleeping with.
Yeah, and then Dean goes back and kills her afterwards. I think he did.
Because she changed again.
Yeah,
they didn't really cure her. He had to.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of felt like Sam's kind of a hypocrite now. In a lot of different ways.
Well, they're
kind of that way.
In that case, so is Dean though, because he was willing. He wanted to kill her no matter what, but he was willing to let Benny live because that was his friend.
Yeah.
So either way.
So yeah, I get it. I mean, but that's what happens when you have a show that lasts for 50 years. There's gonna
be some back and forth.
And forth. So that's the best part about it. But yeah.
Let us know who your favorite characters are and who your least favorite characters are in the comments. Leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. That's going to do it for me, I believe.
That's the same with me. Take care, guys.